the certificate that our principal will present to him, I want you to give him full attention. If your friend is trying to study now, just throw the book, okay?
And give it to somebody else.
Hey guys, so I'll get straight into it. My speech has to answer 3 questions. The first is, what exactly is the purpose of education? Secondly, are we living the dream that Gandhi and Dube set before us? And then given that, what's the best way to move forward in ensuring that students get the most robust form of education? So firstly, what exactly is the purpose of education? And when I asked my friends this question early last week in preparation for this exact same speech, they couldn't answer it. It was either they said, no, Sia, it's too vague a question. Education is a lot of things. It's hard to pinpoint what it is exactly, or something just couldn't be bothered by it. So I simplified the question, and I asked rather, why are you here, and what is the purpose of school? He says, well, I'm here to study. Learn, go to university and get a job. Then I ask him, well, what happens after you get a job? He says, I'll get a wife, get some money, retire. But then I think to myself and I ask him, surely if that is true, does that not mean the purpose of education is just to get a job? He says, well, if you put it that way, then yes. But is that really why we're here? Are these buildings created to teach, or are they created to inspire? See what Gandhi would say? Gandhi said no. He said the purpose of education in its beauty is not to learn, or to study, or to teach. He says the purpose of education is to question not only yourself, but your systems, your school, your lifestyle, and your family. Thus, before we question and understand the good that our circuit and teachers do, and ensuring that we get the best of education, let's first understand that there are problems that we face, and let's find a way that we face those problems. And there's one problem that we face with education, and that is it's too competitive and it's very academic. Circuits around ours are pumping time in ensuring kids only get academic access. But there's something we've been able to do. That's to say, get a balance between the amount of sports that kids get and the education they do. But are we doing enough? You see, Gandhi says education that does not change the character of a child is worthless. He means that it's not about the 70%, it's not about your 90% or your 80%, it's not about your A's or tests or exams. Gandhi says there's something else that drives education in its beauty. He says that that's what we must live by. Because things like excursions, social times, and class discussions might seem tedious at first, but Gandhi says they're essential in building the character of their child. So I urge you today, teachers, rather than punishing a child for smoking, understand why it is they do. Rather than shaming them for failing, understand that it is natural, that failing is a part of life. Outcasting them is not what you should do, but investing in them is your duty. Do not confine the mind of a child to a book. It's more than that. Don't tell them the sky is the limit, because beyond that lies an uncharted universe with stars, planets, and galaxies beyond our control. You see, what we say today is in the great words of J.L. Dube, because he says the most powerful tool in any country is not how spears nor guns, he says the most powerful tool in any country is the mind of a child. Do not tell a child that education is for getting a job, because Gandhi gave up his job to live and fight for the freedom that we can all call our own today. You see, there's one more question that we need to answer. Are we living the dream that Gandhi and Dube set before us? They wanted 2 things. 1, a school that uses education as a tool to inspire imagination and creativity. But second, above all, education that builds the character of a child. And I think to an extent we're doing it. Because when I sit in class with dedicated teachers, not only to their subjects but to their learners, teachers do not always understand our problems, but are essential to fixing them. Because when we sit in class, we don't just learn English or maths or life science. In class, in English, we are politicians. We debate about the state of our country. In maths, we learn life lessons from a wise and important woman. And in physics and Afrikaans, we are astronauts exploring the deep and uncharted world. See, I'll end up with this. When I came to the school, I wasn't smart, I wasn't hardworking, I hated school. But I met a teacher who introduced me to something very important, and that was Ms. Mbele, who introduced me to the sound of my voice and who gave me debating and said, take it, because it let me critically break down and understand the world that we live in. So how do we move forward? 1, constant dedication. But 2, never forget the child sitting at the back, because if an exam does not fuel their drive, then something else does. And I'll end off with not with a quote, but with a thank you to a workforce that not only lets me live my dream, but lets me live the dream that Gandhi and Dube said before us, the dream of better education. Thank you.